on questions where we have the three sides, we're not going to be able to get a pair, and that's why we have to use the law of cosines. It doesn't matter which pair you start with, just pick one. So I'm just going to start with A, which I think is what you did as well. And from here, we set up our formula based on the pair that we're working with. So here, it'll be the side squared that I want is going to equal the side squareds that I don't want, minus 2 times those sides times the cosine of my angle A. So let's fill that in. We've got 14 squared equals 16 squared plus 26 squared minus 2 times 16 times 26 times cosine A. Now, we also had created another formula here where we were doing the cosine inverse, where we kind of solved this whole thing. And that's probably the way you're doing it. So let me go ahead and get that written up here as well. So here we would be doing the inverse cosine, and we would have the 14 squared minus the 16 squared minus the 26 squared divided by the negative 2 times the 16 times 26. So a few things, we do want to make sure that we are in degrees here. The answer for these will be in degrees. And then we want to make sure that we're getting this fraction in there correctly. So if you're using Desmos, it's going to be really important to put parentheses around the entire numerator, the entire denominator. But then when you type it in, 14 squared minus 16 squared minus 26 squared divided by negative 2 times 16 times 26, we end up getting what is approximately 27.8 degrees. So I would check to make sure that you had your degrees. I would also make sure that you were doing the inverse cosine and not just the cosine. That might be part of the problem. And I don't know what else between the way it got typed in, being in radians, or using cosine instead of inverse cosine. One of those three things is probably what happened here. If you're still getting the wrong answer, if you don't mind sending me a picture of what you typed in, that could really help. And then once you have this one, now you can switch over to the law of sines. So I'll do sine of 27.8 degrees over 14 equals sine of maybe B over 16. Once you have the next angle, add the two together, subtract from 180 to get the third angle. But hopefully that'll help you see what you should have done on this. But again, without seeing exactly what you typed in, there could be something really, really small that could be causing this problem, or it could be a little bit larger. So if that doesn't work, please just send me a picture, and I can definitely figure out what you are doing from that.